We recently had a community poll asking if people would like us to do longer form videos as opposed to our normal 2 or 3 minute breakdowns of different parts of history, psychology, martial arts, and so on. We got a yes on that poll, and so this is our first video of a longer form, and we hope you enjoy. Today we're going to be talking about the life and time of Bruce Lee. Now, Bruce Lee, although many believe him to have been born in the East, was actually born on November 27th, 1940 in San Francisco, California. He is recognized by many as one of the greatest martial artists of all time. His contributions to martial arts, film, and philosophy have left a lasting impact on global culture. Lee wasn't just a movie star. He was a revolutionary thinker whose approach to life and combat continues to influence people worldwide to this very day. From his childhood in Hong Kong, where he was brought up, to his rise to global stardom and the creation of Jeet, Bruce Lee's story is nothing short of extraordinary. Bruce Lee was, as I say, born in the United States while his father, a Cantonese opera singer, was touring. The Lee family returned then to Hong Kong after this stay of work by his father, and Bruce Lee was brought up there after just a few months in the US. Experiencing both Chinese and Western cultures to a point, Bruce's exposure to the Hong Kong street life led him into frequent street fights, which ignited his interest in martial arts. Then, at the age of 13, Bruce began his formal training under the legendary Wing Chun master Ip Man. Wing Chun is a close-quarter combat system emphasizing quick reflexes, precision, and efficiency in defeating an opponent. This early foundation in Wing Chun shaped Bruce's views on combat, focusing on practicality over aesthetic techniques. Bruce trained rigorously, learning not only martial arts, but also the philosophy behind the techniques, which would become a hallmark of his later career, as you can see in many documentaries and one-on-one interviews with him. During his teen years, Bruce also took up boxing and won the Hong Kong Schools Boxing Championship in 1958, defeating the reigning 3-time champion. This victory showed Bruce's ability to blend styles, even early in his career, and foreshadowed the development of his hybrid system, Jeet. Then, in 1959, following several street fights and trouble with the law, Bruce's parents sent him back to the US to live with his older sister in San Francisco. Shortly thereafter, Bruce relocated to Seattle, where he enrolled at the University of Washington. During this time, Bruce supported himself by teaching martial arts and quickly developed a following. At the university, Bruce studied philosophy, a discipline that deeply influenced his approach to martial arts and life. His understanding of the mind-body connection became a central part of his teachings. He saw martial arts not just as a means of self-defense, but also a way to understand oneself and the world, a form of self-expression. Bruce opened his first martial arts school, the Junfan Kung Fu Institute in Seattle in 1963. His teachings combined the traditional Wing Chun techniques that he had learnt in Hong Kong with the growing knowledge of Western philosophy and, of course, boxing. It was here that he began to develop the ideas that would eventually lead him to Jeet. In 1964, Bruce moved to Oakland, California, and opened his second martial arts school. Around this time, he met Linda Emery, who he would later marry. One of the pivotal moments of his career occurred in Oakland when Bruce challenged a local martial artist, Wong Jackman. The fight reportedly lasted just a few minutes, with Bruce emerging victorious. Though the exact details of the fight are heavily debated, the outcome deeply affected Bruce, leading him to question the efficacy of traditional martial arts training. He found that many techniques were way too rigid. They were too formal, or simply completely impractical for real-life combat situations. This revelation sparked then the further idea of the creation of Jeet, which translates to the way of the intercepting fist. Jeet Kune emphasized adaptability, directness, and simplicity, rejecting the rigid forms and techniques of traditional martial arts. As Bruce famously said, "Absorb what is useful, discard what is not, add what is uniquely your own." This philosophy would later influence the development of mixed martial arts, MMA, decades before it became popular in the rest of the world. Bruce's martial arts prowess also caught the attention of Hollywood, and in 1966 he landed the first major television role as Kato in the series The Green Hornet. Although The Green Hornet only lasted one season, Bruce's performance left a lasting impression. His role as the masked chauffeur introduced American audiences to the beauty and intensity of martial arts choreography. Bruce's lightning-fast movements and charismatic on-screen presence made him a standout figure, but despite his success on television, he struggled finding leading roles in Hollywood. It can't be denied that Green Hornet's popularity went far beyond the one season that it was given, with it being reborn with Seth Rogen in the early 2000s and even having crossovers with the Batman series of the time. He was frustrated, of course, with the lack of opportunities that he had then found in Hollywood and returned to Hong Kong in the early 1970s, where he discovered that he had become a major star through the reruns of Green Hornet, known there as the Kato Show. Seizing the opportunity, Bruce began working with Golden Harvest, a leading Hong Kong film studio. His first major Hong Kong film, The Big Boss, was a massive success, breaking box office records in Asia. His follow-up film, Fist of Fury, further solidified his status as a martial arts superstar. In these films, Bruce introduced a new level of intensity and realism to martial arts cinema, emphasizing the brutality and raw energy of combat, while also delivering complex characters driven by justice and honor. This was separate from the idea at the time of simply having a more aesthetic and spiritual approach to the martial arts genre. Bruce's directorial debut, Way of the Dragon, featured one of the most iconic martial arts battles in film history. This was his showdown with Chuck Norris in the Roman Colosseum. This fight scene is still regarded as one of the greatest examples of martial arts choreography ever filmed. Bruce's crowning achievement came with his film Enter the Dragon, a Hollywood-Hong Kong co-production. The film was groundbreaking not only for its thrilling action sequences, but also for the introduction of martial arts to a global audience. It became one of the most successful martial arts films of all time and turned Bruce Lee from a one-time bit part into an international sensation. Enter the Dragon was also significant for the way it portrayed Asian characters, especially in an era when Hollywood often relegated Asians to minor or stereotypical roles. Bruce's charisma, physicality, and screen presence broke racial barriers and opened doors for Asian actors in the West, far beyond just himself. Tragically, of course, Bruce Lee died on July 20th, 1973, the same year as Enter the Dragon was released in cinemas. He was only 32 years old, and it was just weeks before that release happened. His sudden death was caused by a cerebral edema, though the exact circumstances surrounding his death have been the subject of much speculation and conspiracy theories over the years. Despite his untimely death, Bruce Lee's influence has continued to grow. He remains an enduring icon not only in the world of martial arts, but also in popular culture. His teachings and films inspired generations of martial artists, actors, and thinkers. Beyond his physical prowess, Bruce Lee's philosophical insights have left a lasting legacy. He believed in the idea of constant growth and self-improvement, urging his students and followers to adaptable and open-minded thought processes. both in martial arts and in real life. His teachings on balance, discipline, and self-expression have been adopted by people from all walks of life, far beyond the realm of martial arts. Today, Bruce Lee is regarded not only as a martial arts master, but as a cultural philosopher. His writings on life, discipline, and personal freedom continue to inspire, and his approach to martial arts, breaking free from tradition to embrace what works, has influenced modern combat systems, especially the development of mixed martial arts. Overall, Bruce Lee's life may have been brief, but his impact is immeasurable. As a martial artist, an actor, a philosopher, all these things, he challenged the conventions of his time, broke racial barriers in Hollywood, and introduced martial arts to a global audience. His philosophy of self-expression, adaptability, and continuous improvement remains relevant today, whether in the dojo, on screen, or in the realm of ideas. Bruce Lee's legacy continues to inspire and empower. We hope you've enjoyed this dive into Bruce Lee's life. If you would like us to do a longer video or you prefer the shorter ones, do let us know in the comments below. But also do remember to like, subscribe, and of course hit the bell for more explorations of these great figures.